This is the way to buy a house in 2022 and likely for a good part of 2023, depending how things shift. I am so excited to talk about this program. This is how to get a rate 3%, 2%, even 1% lower than market rates. Okay, we're talking about the 321 temporary buy down program. I'm so excited about this. In a climate like today, tight market, low inventory, high interest rates, no one wants to move. It's a needs-based market. Okay, if you're buying a house, selling a house, it's because you need to. No one's going and just looking at the fancy house down the street, picking it up. Houses are sitting on the market longer. Okay, we are coming out of 2% rates and low inventory. People buying $100,000 over asking, selling, and putting all that equity into a new house and just flooding the market with all this money. Not that case anymore. It's flipped. Okay, totally opposite. You have high interest rates, and you have no one that wants to move. This is a great product for those that need to buy, want to buy, and just they cannot stomach this 7%, 7.5%. What is it going to go higher? This market, right? So I'm so excited about this. This is the way to go. Sellers, this is good as well. So share this video with someone that needs to sell their house or someone that needs to buy a house, because for sellers, this will help you to keep more proceeds in your bank from your house. You don't have to totally gut. Okay, you are seeing sellers have to just gut their purchase, their asking price, in order to get someone to look at it. Okay, this can help create a win-win solution for you and your buyer, so you don't have to gut it so far and they get a greater benefit. So if you're selling your house, you want to make sure people that walk into your open house, make sure your realtor understands how this works. Okay, this helps everyone to get product moving, substantial savings. Okay, what are we talking about? We're talking about a temporary buy down which utilizes seller credit to help offset the buyer's rate for the first 1, 2, or 3 years. Okay, in this market, you see sellers that have to. You see price reductions. If it's sitting on market for more than a week, you'll see another price reduction. Depending where you're at, all that conditions, but price reductions left and right. We had such an inflated market with the 2% rates during COVID 2020, 2021 that now you're seeing the prices come down. It's a correction, it's not a crash, but obviously people's budget and their approval amount got slashed in half when the rates jumped 2% in 2 months, the highest increase we've seen in like the last 10 years in real estate. So of course that means I can't buy that much. My dollar doesn't stretch as far, so you're seeing the values come back down to earth a little bit. So it's a correction. So people now, sellers, they have to adjust their expectations to this market. Okay, now I've seen price reductions at 10,000. Sometimes depending where you're at, it could be asking price still, multiple offers, but you might go on market at where the comps are, and no one even looks at the property. No one bites. So price reductions incentivize people to say, hey, maybe that's now within my budget. This is a great program to help keep you from having to slash $50,000, $7,500, $100,000, which can be the case. Okay. 3, 2, 1 buy down. This emphasizes the seller credit. So instead of asking, say you're a borrower, you're going to buy a house, instead of like, hey, drop my purchase price, I'm going to come in $20,000 under. Instead of doing that, you might offer full price, ask for seller credit, right? So the whole program is going to hinge on you and your agent's ability to negotiate. Lenders, we give you the numbers. Here's what we need to get this done. And depending on how much you can get in credits, we can use a buy down. The highest use of this is a 3-2-1 buy down. So for the first 3 years of your payment, you're going to have a lower rate. So the first year, let's just say you're at 7%. That's your fully qualified rate. First year at 4%. Okay, for the first 12 months, you're at 4%. Next year, you're going to be at 5%. Okay, the next 12 months from that point on, you're at 5%. And then the third year, you're at 6%. So the payments for those years are gonna differ. And I'll put the little thing here. I'll put it right there. A little sample. Say $500,000, 7% rate is your rate. You'll see you have 4, 5, 6, 7%, and what that does to the payment. Okay, so 7%, $500,000. The monthly payment on that is going to be subsidized almost $940 for the first year of savings from the full note rate. Okay, and in year 4 you're at 7%, but in the meantime you've used that for a direct dollar for dollar savings monthly. Okay, now why do I like this program so much? Obviously you can see the payment difference, but in this case, it would require about 23 grand, just shy of 23 grand from the seller. Okay, other ways that you see credits being used in this market, you'll see a combination. Maybe it's a price reduction plus cover closing costs. Maybe it's like covering my VA funding fee. You see a lot of folks using it to do a point buy down. Okay, like I want to pay 2.5 points, my seller's going to cover it. Yes, that's fine. It can give you a lower rate, but I mean, you might talk about instead of being at 7.25, maybe you're at 7% flat, or you go down to 6.75. But even there's a difference, right? Because they paid points to get you from maybe 7% to 6.75. That's only a 0.25% rate. That savings is not substantial. This makes the dollar stretch so much further in your monthly savings. Even ARMs, you hear people talking about ARMs. I'm telling them, don't do an ARM. Do this, okay? Adjustable rate mortgages. You might have it fixed for the first 3, 5, 7, 10 years, right? And the difference on the rate from a fixed is not much, okay? It's really not worth it. So ask me for numbers and I can show that to you. But maybe it's a 0.25% rate, maybe it's 3/8, maybe it's a half, okay? But adjustable rate mortgages, you really don't know what your payment is going to be by the time it's all said and done. Yes, there's caps, but you're moving with the market. In this case, you know exactly where your payment is going to go. It's going to go from maybe a 4 to a 7% rate. So you already know that payment, okay? But the savings is just substantial. And I will clarify, because you're probably thinking, oh, I can qualify for so much more. This is not subprime market. This is the same qualifying, okay? So whatever you qualify for at 7 is what you're going to use to shop and get a loan for. You cannot just say, okay, I'm going to get a loan at 4%. Let's go shop and see what my loan amount is at that. It's qualifying you based on the full note rate, okay? This is a fixed conventional product, conventional VA FHA. So 3-2-1 buy down is perfect for that. Some framework here as well, depending on that program, depending on your down payment, there is an allowable max contribution from the seller. So negotiate away and work together to make that happen, obviously. But if you're in the VA, the max you can get is 4% from the seller in terms of credits. So take your purchase price, 4%. That's the max you can get back. FHA at 6%. So I think FHA is niche. It's good for a lot of things. That's one of the benefits in this market. You can get 6%, right? If you're conventional, it's going to depend on your down payment, right? It could be 3% if you're doing a small down payment. If you're at 15% or more, it's going to be higher, right? So you'll have to, of course, ask your lender, us to run these numbers for you. That little calculations thing, that's something that we have internally. We give you the options and you folks decide. So if your lender is not giving you these options, come call me. I'll help you understand how to use it, run the numbers for you, get you fully underwritten, and go buy a house. But this is by far the best way to save monthly. Use your credits, get more than you can. And obviously, if you can't get that full amount, maybe you're underneath that cap, you can do a 1.5, a 1.2 buy down. You can do a 1.5 buy down. We can use whatever you can get and offset your payment that way, right? You can get maybe 3% and use 2% of that to do the 2-1 buy down and cover your PMI. Wipe out your PMI altogether. That's a great way to use it as well. So we can look at all those options. So your job is to find the right house that you like, something that you can make the full payment on. Think about that, right? And to negotiate away. How much can you get from the seller? Make sure that they're happy, of course, but negotiate. Have your agent work that magic for you. Now, in this climate that we're in, you keep hearing, okay, how long is this going to last? The Fed is hiking the rates to hopefully curb inflation. When inflation comes down, the mortgage interest rates will come down. When that is up in the air. Could be March, could be the next 6 months. Just watch the market, right? No one has a crystal ball. But you can refinance down to the current market rate while you're still in this program. And that's why I love it so much. So if we did a 3-2-1 buy down, you're paying 4%. If the market comes back down to 4, you can do a refinance and permanently get 30 years of a 4% rate, right? So the whole time you were hedging against, you were protected against this 7+% rate market. And anything else that was not used in the seller credits towards those monthly payments in that program you were in, it pays down your principal balance. So you don't lose it. Okay, it wipes out the rest of your balance so that you have a lower payment. So you're not losing anything. It's so amazing. So I love this program. Anyone that's buying, I'm educating them on this. All my clients, I am educating them on this. Use this program, okay? If you're selling, my realtors, they bring flyers into their listing appointments to say, hey, here's how we can help to sell your house. Let's make sure buyers are aware of this program. This is perfect for this environment. Instead of slashing your asking price as a seller, you can give credits back and keep more proceeds in the bank. And for your next endeavor, probably your next house, right? If you're buying, this is how you can use those seller credits to really help your bottom line, your budget. And if you get, maybe you can do a little bit of both. You wipe out your monthly payment by a good 1, 2, 3%, maybe even cover some of your closing costs. It's all game, right? Just remember those caps. That's the restricting part, depending on your down payment and your program. But this is conventional, FHA, VA, and at your conforming limits and down. So depending where you're at, a lot of my folks are in Hawaii. Once you get over $1 million, this does not apply. You're underneath that. So any questions, feel free to shoot me a comment, give me a call, comment down below. Like the video, share it with someone that could benefit, that needs to buy. Subscribe for more. I am a lender. I love to add value. I love to help folks to buy houses and save money, build equity. So if I can help you, I lend in 30 states. If you're a realtor, you need someone that can do this for you, I'd be happy to work with you. A list of those states you can see down below. And be sure to subscribe for more. All right, see ya.